guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about the 10 books that I've read in the month of June. We have a lot to talk about and I have started a new thing. So I put together the statistics of what I read, how many pages, all the jazz. So in total I read 10 books. I read 4,161 pages. I DNF'd one book. Heartbroken about that one book. I read 4 fantasy, 4 thriller and 2 romance. So without further ado, let's go talk about the books I read in the month of June. First and foremost, we have to talk about the book that I literally just finished 5 minutes ago. I was just listening to None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell, and my god, this audiobook is one of the top audiobooks I have ever listened to. This was a 5-star thriller. Actually, you know what? It's a 4.75 star thriller. We're getting very nitpicky, but it is a 5-star audiobook. Words cannot express how good this audiobook is. None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell is a psychological thriller about a woman who finds herself the subject of her own popular true crime podcast. I'm not going to say anything more because you truly need to go into this book blind. I believe every single person does. I would check the trigger warnings though, but boy was this thriller good. I don't really have any more words. I was hooked and captivated throughout the entire story, and I was listening to it on Audible, and do you know how many freaking times I just laid there and listened to the audiobook? I've never been able to do that ever. I have to be doing something with my hands. I laid in the bath for an hour just listening because it's so good. It's so captivating, and every single time I had to pause that damn audiobook, I wish I didn't have to because it was truly amazing. Now moving on to another thriller that I read, and I read this on my Kindle. This is actually my book club's pick of the month. In My Dreams I Hold a Knife. This is actually a debut thriller, but I'm sure if you guys are on social media you know that this was like everywhere for a very long time. Very hyped thriller book. Yeah, that is the face and that is the expression of someone getting let down by the internet. I'm actually tossing and turning between a 2.75 star rating and 3.25 because I feel like 2.75 is too harsh, but you know what, YouTube is where I'm like brutally honest. But was this a thriller book that I enjoyed? No. Was this a thriller book that kept me entertained from the start? No. When the ending came, was it shocking or even entertaining? Not really. Let's just start off, okay? If I did not have to read this book for book club, I would have DNF'd. It took me 2 days to read 40 pages, which for me is just, it's not a lot. And then I was like, okay, keep going, keep going. Third day I hit 100 pages. I was like, okay, finally we're getting somewhere. But then it was just, in all honesty, all the plot lines and the character stories and like their backstories and tragic past and everything, it was like a bad soap opera. So I just didn't like it. And then once it came to the end and the big like plot twist was revealed and everything, I was just like, really? It was just like, is that it? It was just such a meh. I didn't have any feelings, any reactions. I was like, okay. Like I just didn't care. Thriller just isn't for me. If you like dark academia, like soap opera thrillers, maybe it's for you. Now we need to talk about the DNF because I need to get this out of the way because this hurts my heart. Like actually physically hurts my heart. If you guys have watched my YouTube channel before or any of my videos, you know that I love Abby Jimenez. Like, love her, and we're going to be talking about her in a little bit after this segment. I have 3 infinity stars from Abby Jimenez, so I'm really sad to say that I now have a DNF from Abby Jimenez. It hurts. The Friend Zone. So I got about 150 pages in, so whatever freaking that is percentage wise on 350 pages, and it was all emotional cheating, and I just really couldn't get past it. Like really couldn't get past it. This was also Abby Jimenez's debut book, so I'm kind of looking at it like, okay, yeah, well I know that she goes up to perfection, but this one just isn't it for me. Like in what world is like emotional cheating romantic? Like, it's really gross how their romance story turned out. I really liked the male main interest, even though he did some questionable things, but it's really the female main character and what she did, her thoughts around the situation that she put herself in, knowing that she had a 2-year boyfriend, and when that 2-year boyfriend broke up, like it's just like no respect, absolutely no respect, emotional cheating, and also she's a pick-me. Like an absolute pick me through and through. It is, oh my god, she's not like other girls. Oh my god, she's so cool. She's like one of the it girls, one of the guys, one of the girls that dated college boys in high school and drinks beers and orders burgers when you go out on dates and doesn't order vegan salad. Like I was like, girl, I know you're not like this. Miss Abby Jimenez, I know you are not like this. What the fuck is that shit? And I just want to say, you can do cool characters. You can do different quirky characters without shitting on the female population. Because that's what it always feels like when you have that pick-me. That pick-me is just shitting on other girls. And it's crappy, and it's gross, and it's icky. Put on top the emotional cheating. I literally, if you don't want a spoiler, go ahead. I feel like it's not that much of a spoiler. I always say that. She's on the phone, 2-year boyfriend who's deployed, and he's like, I re-enlisted. I know that you said if I re-enlist, like, we can't be together, so I guess, like, this is us breaking up. She's on the phone. She turns. She sees him. She drops the phone and starts making out with the other dude. That's not cute. That's not a cute first kiss. That's not a cute starting of something. Like, that is gross. That is gross. And she had feelings the entire time. And the dialogue was like that she was keeping the boyfriend around because she was settling and because she knew that she loved this other guy and she couldn't have him. So she just kept that dude. And I'm like, ugh. So anyways, didn't keep reading. I'm glad I didn't. No amount of convincing can have me pick it up because, like, the way that the romance started is gross. It's just gross, and I can't look at their romance and their coupling as something cute. The Only One Left by Riley Sager. I love this thriller so much. 5 stars. This is a Riley Sager book. This was incredible, and also the audiobook is really good too. 3/4 of it read it physically, then listened to it because I had to put the book down. I was like, I can't put the book down, so then I had to listen to the audiobook. Everyone believes that Lenora Hope is a mass murderer. When the Hope family was massacred decades ago, she was the only one left alive after that tragic night. Mute, paralyzed, and confined to a wheelchair, Lenora has never been able to tell her side of the story until her new living caregiver, Kit, brings her a typewriter. And with one working finger, Lenora begins to type, I want to tell you everything. Which also, if you guys read this book, I don't know why, for the first like 50 pages, I thought that she was a he. I thought it was a man. Like, the main character was a man. Was not. It's a girl. Which, like, doesn't matter. I just was so confused once, like, pronouns came in. I was like, I thought this was a man. I don't know. But this book is amazing. I really didn't see the plot twist coming. By now, though, with thriller books, I just kind of force myself to stop. I feel like when I guess it ruins it. And I just want to be naive. Like, I just try and go in with a very naive mindset, and I loved this, like, truly loved this. And I know that other Riley Sager fans really love this book, so she is good. She is good, guys. Then we have Done and Dusted, which, again, if I'm being honest, it's 2.75, which is such a harsh rating. So I say 3 stars. I didn't like this book. I didn't mesh with it. It just felt very surface level, just fluff. I'm not in my smart era. Like, this book is just not for me. I thought, oh my god, it's really short. The font's really big. I'll fly through it in 2 days. It took me a week. It's really just not for me. I have not a lot else to say about that. If you guys just want surface level fluffy romance, definitely read this, but I'm just not in that era at the moment, so I just didn't like it. Then we have The Dare by Natasha Preston. I was a little bit let down. This is 3 stars. It's not bad, but it's definitely just not what I thought. The title literally reveals it all. The Dare. It is literally them just playing truth or dare. The last thriller book that Natasha Preston wrote, I loved. Like, loved. I think about that book all the freaking time. And this one was just something happening at the beginning and then them trying to cover it up. That's it. So you knew the entire time. The only thrilling aspect that there was trying not to get caught. And I kind of just, like, when you know everything that's happened, when you know the bad, it's kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, I want to try and figure something out. I want there to be something to solve. There was nothing really to solve. Oh my god. And the ending, I felt like the character redeemed herself, and then literally 2 sentences later she makes herself worse than all of the villains by what she does at the end. Hi, my name is madsraff, and I am actually an author myself, and I wrote the Heir of Broken Fate series. The first book, Heir of Broken Fate, follows Princess Delilah, who runs to the Fae to ask for help to free her oppressed people, only to find out that the Fae need her help more, and she needs to save not only the entire Fae race but magic itself. And why am I telling you this? Because I'm actually an indie author, and all I have for marketing is you guys and word of mouth and social media. So I'm just jumping on here to tell you that, hello, this series is on Kindle Unlimited, but if you want these gorgeous covers on your shelf, you can get her off of Amazon. And I have a beautiful special edition that you can order right now at bookbox.au. She's absolutely gorgeous. The artwork is so fun. I love her. And also the naked cover, look how beautiful she is. But anyways, I just wanted to come on here and just say, give her a shot. It's got mermaids, dragons, griffins, enemies to lovers, who did this to you, one bed trope, found family. It truly has everything you want and need in a romantasy. And like I said, she's on Kindle Unlimited, basically free. Just go give her a shot and see if you like her. Hopefully she'll be in your guys' July reading wrap up. Moving on. I have a bone to pick with the freaking internet. Light Lark by Alex Astor. Do you want to know my rating? I feel like a lot of people are going to be very shocked at my rating. 4.5. This gets unnecessary hate. It really does. I went in very low expectations, gonna be brutally honest. I've never seen a negative review. I didn't really listen to the negative reviews. I just knew that people didn't like it. So going in, I was like, okay, like it's a bad book, but I heard great things about the second, so I was like, just get through the first, so then you can get to the second. I went in. First thing was, I was very shocked. I was like, oh my god, like the writing's actually really good. So it can't be the writing, it must be the story that's bad. Because there's no way that you can say that the writing's bad. It's good. Then as I'm reading the story, I'm like, holy fucking shit. Like I'm actually really hooked. I'm having so much fun. I'm like, why do people hate this? Then I got to the end and I was like, why do people hate this? I think I cracked the code. So I think people that first initially saw Alex's videos of her marketing it were disappointed because they were told that it is Hunger Games and enemies to lovers. It is not that. Don't go in thinking it is Hunger Games. It will be ruined. I went in very blind. If someone had to tell me what this book is about, I am going to tell you guys that it is these rulers coming together. They each have a deadly curse that affects them in some way or another, and there is a riddle that they have to crack where one of them has to die, but they have to crack the riddle in order to save all of them and to break their curses. It is a fun fantasy quest. And the trials that we were told were happening are more so like them showing what their magic can do, and that's about it. There is a really good betrayal in this book that I was actually really shocked by, and I just really love it. And that's it. I think if you guys go in low expectations, think of a fun fantasy quest of trying to crack this riddle, you will like it. You will have fun with it. I loved the fantasy aspect. It was so fun and it was very unique. Now, speaking of fun times, we have Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. We can't leave the video of me just talking about DNFing the friend zone. We have to go on and talk about my Infinity Star, which is so funny because it's like one spectrum DNF, the other spectrum Infinity Stars, and just nothing in between. This is amazing. This is incredible. This is the third book in the interconnected standalone series of Part of Your World, Yours Truly, and Just for the Summer. I would not change a single thing in this, and the ending had me shook. Anyone, and I truly mean anyone, that says that you can read this as a standalone or read this before the other two wants you to die. Like, I'm not even kidding, because I've read this and they are interconnected. They are truly interconnected, and I was like, oh my fucking shitballs. I was shocked. I remember reading it in the bath, and you know when it's something so shocking that you turn to an invisible camera and you're like, oh! I did that alone in my bathtub. I was reading and I had full body chills and then sat up and went, yeah. Anyways, I love it. Infinity Stars would not change a thing. I'm not going to even tell you what this one is about because you have to go and read the other two. Go on, go read them. Then we have the last two books in the Vampire Academy series. I am done with this damn series. I am actually quite relieved to be done. The first two books I really liked. Third, fourth, and fifth, sixth book, great. I actually did really like the sixth book. It was also sort of an element of I'm kind of really glad to be done, and it had a good ending. The fifth book, did not like. Sixth book, last book, I did like. So I ended up rating this 3 stars and this a 4.5. Overall, the series, probably like 3 stars for me. Now, don't get me wrong, I think if I read it when I was younger, I would have obsessed like a lot of people obsess, but as an adult, yeah, I don't know. I do actually really like the characters. I did love it. I could go into a YA mindset and love it. The third book was very socially driven, and it was kind of like there's this whole main plot happening. Why are we talking about this? The fourth and the fifth book were slow. They were slow, and I just didn't really like them. But I liked the sixth, and I liked the second half of the fifth book. So that's it. I'm done with the Vampire Academy series. Now, last and certainly not least, we have Divine Rivals. If you guys have been watching my YouTube videos, you know that I've been trying to get this baby off of my TBR, and it's been on my TBR for 3 months. Like, I've tried to read it 3 times. Put it on oh god, I'm making no sense right now. I put this book on like my stack of books I chose for the month for my TBR 3 times. Obviously that was for a reason. There was a vibe that I was feeling. You guys are gonna hate me for this. I didn't like it. I really didn't like it. It's 3 stars for me. I have actually cracked the code on why. Most people love the romance in this but hate the fantasy. I was reversed. I love the fantasy, hated the romance. Now hear me out, this book is for the love of affirmation girlies. The other girlies like myself who are physical touch and quality time girlies will hate it. Their love story does not happen with human interaction, it happens over letters, which I feel really stupid saying this because of course like this is the whole premise of the book, but going in I thought I could love it and that they would maybe be around each other. They were around each other for the first 100 pages, which I loved. Loved the first 100 pages. Then they were separated, then their love and the romance happened just purely through letters and on paper. And then when he came back, it was like, I love yous. And I was like, ha, pump the freaking brakes. Last time I saw you, you guys hated each other. Nothing has happened to make me feel this love. Like, what the hell? And that's just because I'm not a words of affirmation girly. But if you are a words of affirmation girly, this is absolutely for you, but this just wasn't for me. My 2 biggest types of love is quality time and physical affection, and that did not happen in this book. And that is it. Those are the 10 books that I read in the month of June. I hope that you guys really liked this video. Comment down below your thoughts, feelings, and opinions. If you relate, if you don't relate, let me know. And thank you guys so much for watching. Mwah! Bye!